Okay, so up to this point, we've been talking about order of operation. We started really simple. We just talked about PEMDAS. And then each day we're taking it one step further, making it a little bit harder. And that's what happens. It just keeps getting a little bit harder, especially with Saxon. They love to make it get a little bit harder and a little bit harder and a little bit harder. And it's good because it means anything anybody ever throws at you, you'll be able to handle no problem. You know, that's the beauty of Saxon because they do that. But the title of our lecture today is Order of Operations with Multiple Symbols of Inclusion. So what is a symbol of inclusion? Can you guys give me an example? Anybody know?
Parentheses?
What?
Parentheses?
Yeah, like anything that includes things, right? So you could have parentheses. So let's see, where am I going to do this? I'll do it here. Parentheses. And so, like, parentheses. So, like -4, -7. That would be, that's a symbol of inclusion. Let's say we had a bracket. A bracket would look like this. Okay? A bracket is the same thing as a parenthesis. Except if you have to use more than one parenthesis, if you had to use parentheses inside parentheses, right? It's helpful to be able to distinguish, well, which one is for which. Do you know what I'm saying? So to make one sort of square corners and one rounded corners makes it easy to see the difference, right? And then there's also braces. Braces. And braces look like this. Okay? So all of them are the same thing as a parenthesis. They mean the same thing. They're just symbols that include things, symbols of inclusion. They say whatever. Now, sometimes, but it's because you sometimes write things like, let's say I did this. Let's say I had, -4. Wait a minute. Let me just do this. Let's say I had negative parenthesis. Negative parenthesis, negative parenthesis, negative parenthesis,
Wow.
-4, parenthesis, right? I mean, I don't know how many parentheses there are. It's like which one goes to which, right? It's not that big a deal there, but sometimes it becomes a big deal. It gets confusing. Oh my God, well, where does one end and where does the other begin? So that's why I might make this a brace, and I make this a bracket, and then a parenthesis, and so forth. And then it sort of identifies the difference between them, right? Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So now, can I erase that stuff?
No, wait.
Not yet? Okay. The whole idea of using different ones is merely to keep it simple. It makes it simpler for you guys. And for me, right? It's just easy.
Wait, no.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, this is notes. This is notes. So, and yeah, with my notes, so you're writing this down too, right, Sevi? All you guys are writing these down?
Yes.
Where's your notebook? Yeah, get your notebook out. This is what you do when everything I put on this board, you have to have on your notes, okay? Because I'm going to actually grade your notes.
When?
So next week. So it's very important that everything that I write on the board is in your notes. That you have no idea when you get further into math and like into high school math and stuff. Some of that stuff is hard, right? Some of it's challenging. It's not like too hard for you. You'll be fine. But some of it's challenging, and a lot of it a lot of times your textbook is this thick. It's over 1,000 pages, and it weighs like 35 pounds, right? I don't know, that's how it feels. But it's like over 1,000 pages. Now, if the teacher taught absolutely everything in that book, it would be really hard for you to, and put the same emphasis on everything in that book. It'd be really hard because learning 1,000 pages in a semester is not very practical, right? In just like 3 months, forget it. It's ridiculous. So what the teacher does is the teacher decides what's important, right? And how do you know what the teacher thinks is important?
Good teacher.
You look at your notes.
At the
Anything
notes.
anything I put on the board, do you think I would waste my time by putting something on board if I didn't think it was important?
Nah.
I would not do that. No teacher wastes their time. If they think it's important, it goes on the board. So if you write everything down on the board, you will have no trouble. I took this physics class at the community college many years ago, and so many people failed that class. They were struggling so much. They were trying to read the book. I didn't even read the book. Don't tell anybody. But I just took great notes. Everything he put on the board, I wrote down, and I studied everything he did. And then I did use the book a little bit, and I had to do problems out of the book and whatever. But it was always based on his notes. That's what I did. And then when it was time to study for the test, all I did is get out my notes and write all my notes all over again. Practice the same problems that he put on the board. I aced every single test.
What was like?
It was so easy because I knew exactly what he thought was important. The notes are gold, right? That's why I'm telling you they're so important. Yes.
What was like your hardest homework ever?
I don't know, but there were. Let me keep going because we're recording this thing. This class ends at 37 after, right? Okay.
11:30.
So
I thought you said no.
okay, so I'm going to erase this stuff now, and now we're going to start to see problems. Okay. I'm just going to take them right out of the book. Let's see. This is the wrong chapter. Okay. So we'll just start with something like this. So this is the first problem. Really quite a simple one. -3, and then we're going to use a bracket, and then we're going to have a parenthesis, and we're going to have -2 -4 parenthesis, and then we're going to have -3, and then we're going to have a bracket, and then we're going to have -2. So write that down in your notes. No, just write it down because I'm going to talk about it for a second. There is a rule that is critical when you're using multiple symbols of inclusion.
Yeah.
What does multiple mean? Like more than one. Are there more than one in this?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got the brackets,
parentheses.
and the parentheses, right?
Oh.
And there's this rule that is so important.
I think I know.
Okay, what is it?
It's like maybe it's like start with the parentheses first.
Okay, start. Okay, this is it. Start.
The innermost.
Yes, with the innermost. The innermost. Innermost. Looks like that'll work on the video.
Yeah.
Innermost. Start with the innermost. What do you call it? Symbol of inclusion. I don't really want to write that. Okay, well, symbol of inclusion.
Gary?
Yes.
I just tried to do it really fast. Is the answer 6?
No.
Well, I'll tell you in a second because I don't know it. We'll see.
Should I tell you the
We'll
answer?
try it.
I
We'll
won't
try
give
it.
the answer.
All right, so we got one person that says 6. What do you say, Gabe?
25.
25. Hey, those are big differences, right? That's a big difference. So let's see. Let's see. So which one is the innermost? These are the outermost, right? The innermost are the ones towards the center. So the parentheses, right? So let's start there first. Everything else, I'm just copying exactly the way it is. So I go -3, bracket. Now, I've got in my parentheses, I have -2 -4. -2 -4 more. -2 -4 more, right?
-6.
Signs are the same. I'm adding them. I keep the signs and I just add the
-6.
numbers. -6. All right. And then I have -3, bracket, -2. Okay. Do I need these parentheses here now?
No.
I don't. Do you see why?
Yes.
They're not doing anything. They're not multiplying times something. I'm not multiplying. It's just -6 -3. All right. So I don't really need them. So I'm going to ignore them in my brain. Right? I'm not going to bother rewriting it without the parentheses. I'm just going to ignore those parentheses in my brain. I'm going to say now I have -3, bracket. Now what is -6 -3? Here's 0. -6 -3 more.
-9.
All right, so that's -9. bracket, and then I've got minus 2. Okay, now that I have finished all my parentheses and my brackets, the braces, brackets, and braces are part of the P for PEMDAS. Do you see why? Because they're the same thing, really, right? They're just different shapes for the same thing. So now that I finished all my insides of my P's, my parentheses, right? So now I got to do multiply. There's no exponents, so now I'm moving on to multiply. This is a multiply. Negative 3 times negative 9. Negative times negative is? Positive. 3 times 9 is? 27. Minus 2. What is 27 minus 2? 25. Okay, sorry, Weston.
Weston.
Yeah, I see why I did wrong.
Okay, what did you do wrong, though? Help us. That'll help all of us.
Instead of adding -2 and -4, I didn't add it. I ended up getting 2 instead of.
So you did sort of like
Yeah.
-2 plus 4,
Yeah.
which would give you positive 2.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference. One little sign. Did I screw up?
I'm wondering how come we don't multiply -6 times -3? Why do we add there?
That's
Because
a
the
great
symbol is
question.
separating them.
There is a minus sign separating this from this, right? If I had, I'll use a different color, but if I had a parenthesis here, parenthesis means multiply, right?
Yeah.
But this is not, then it would be this times this. But there is no multiply there. So all it is this minus this. Make sense? That's a common mistake. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a common mistake. Okay, so that makes sense. Fist of 5, you're getting it? Making sense? Yes? Fist of 5? It's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. So let's try a few more. Can I erase? Did you guys all write it down?
Yes.
It's all in your notes?
Can we try doing one by ourselves? No.
Tell you what, let me...
I didn't write it down.
I didn't like it.
You didn't write it down?
No.
Oh.
I can just correct it.
Thought coffee had so fast.
No, both.
Okay. I'll write down another one. Let's see, where did I just... Which one did I just do? Oh, I did that. Okay. All right. This was a little bit harder. This is number 2. That's the whole idea, is we get a little bit harder each time. So 4. Now we're going to use a brace. They're kind of hard to draw. You have to get used to them.
I hate braces.
All right, and then parenthesis, -3 minus 2, parenthesis,
Wow.
-7 plus 4, parenthesis, minus 5, bracket,
Wait.
and then a brace, and then a minus 2.
Gary,
Yeah.
you don't like this, Gary.
Make sure you write that down correctly, okay?
No, I don't think.
If you mess up writing it down, guaranteed you won't get the right answer.
How? We're supposed to. Wait, we're gonna do it with you, right?
Yes, I'm gonna do it with you. You don't have to do it. You're gonna do it. We're gonna do it together. Has everybody written it down?
Yeah.
It's 78.
What?
Dave, you're too smart.
All right. So we have 78 there as an answer.
Don't do that.
Don't look at
Dave,
the
he's not pulling out what you want to learn. Not from you, but from Gary, okay?
We will see.
Not the teacher Gary.
Okay.
Can Gabe be put into advanced math?
Okay. So
Yes.
we are going to look. You guys, if I did that, I'd have to put all of you into advanced math because you're all brilliant. Okay. Right. So now listen. So our innermost parentheses are which ones? Yeah.
-2 times
So
I don't know.
all you can, our braces are furthest out. And then our brackets are here. And then our parentheses are here, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna deal with these two first.
They
Yes.
take away.
But wouldn't you do the 3 and the -3 minus 2 one first?
Yeah, because it's on the left-hand side. Exactly. Remember, you go left to right. So let's do that. Let's do that. It really, honestly, you guys, I'm talking. I'm doing the lecture, so it really, honestly doesn't matter which ones you do first when you're talking parentheses, because they're just inside this symbol of inclusion, right? They're not affecting the rest of the thing yet, right? We're just so really you could technically do this one first and then this one. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to do left to right just because I think it was a good idea. So, but I have to rewrite everything else exactly the way it is. So I'm going to do 4 brace 2 bracket, and now I have my -3 minus 2 more, -5. You agree with me?
Yeah.
Parenthesis, -7 plus 4, -3. You with me? And then -5, and then I have my bracket, and then I have my brace, and then I have my -2. All right, so we've simplified it. We've simplified it. It's definitely easier than it was. Still doesn't look very easy yet, though.
It looks amazingly hard.
Now, what do I have to do now?
5 times 3.
Okay, so but just think about it. We just dealt with the parentheses. Now we're going to have to deal with the next set, right? I can't do anything more on the inside, right? So now I've got to deal with the braces, everything inside the braces. To do that, which do I do first? Multiply or subtract?
Multiply.
Multiply. So what is that going to be? What's -5 times -3?
15.
Positive 15. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this out again. 4 brace 2 bracket, and then I've got 15 minus 5 bracket. Yeah, brace minus 2. All right, what is 15 minus 5?
10.
10. Oh, okay, that makes it a little easier. So we got 4 brace 2 bracket, and then what is this? You said 10, right? Okay, good. Ooh, look at that. Now it's getting easier. It's getting easier really fast.
But it's so amazingly hard.
So now we dealt with our parentheses first. Then we dealt with our braces. And now we've got there's nothing more we can do inside that, not brace, a bracket. There's nothing more we can do inside that bracket. So now we have to do the braces. It says 2 times 10, which is 20. So now we have 4 times, I'll just use the brace, 20 minus 2. What is 4 times 20?
80.
80. Minus 2 is 78. Good job, Gabe.
Gabe!
It's all Gabe.
It's all
All right.
Go to 8th
I saw Emily whisper the answer to you, Gabe.
8th grade.
Emily whispered the answer to you. I saw it.
Emily.
It was either her or Evan, right?
And
Somebody.
then I whispered the thorn.
Okay.
Wait, I did not
Make sense?
No,
Henry's not done.
Nah.
Okay. So,
You got it from me. I was like,
I'm not wrong.
Can we get the whiteboards out?
can we get the
so
whiteboards?
when
got
I do
8 minutes,
these,
Gary.
hang on. When I do these, no, we have till 37 after, so we have about 10, like 15 minutes.
We got 15 minutes,
So-
Gary.
Come on, Gary.
So,
Whiteboards. Weston.
I'm
Weston.
so guys, the lecture, right? This is being recorded. So, when I get to here, often I get it down to a point where it's relatively simple, right? And then instead of using a brace, I will often change it, right? Because there's not a lot. There's no parentheses anymore, right? And I don't really need it all. So, I mean, if it were me, when I'm doing it, I might do this. Instead of writing this, I would write this. Well, 4 times 20 minus 2. Well, that's 80 minus 2, which is 78. You see what I mean? But up here, you kind of need to keep them separate. But down here, there's not that many symbols of inclusion anymore. We've gotten rid of them all, right? So then I just, instead of put for brace, I'll put 4 times. Yes, go on.
Can you give us a problem and then like we try and get the answer and then if we get the answer right, then you say yes, and then we can play clipboards. But Gabe can't say the answer because of the cheater.
Can I erase this now?
He looks in the book.
Let me just look at this one more.
Yes, it is.
That is
I have
very
one more.
fair.
We'll do one more. I'll put one more on the board. You guys can do it. All right?
And then can we get the whiteboards if we do it?
Yes.
And like you don't tell us how to do it. We have to get the answer ourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I will do it that
Make it
way.
hard for Gabe, though.
I'm gonna
Okay,
use,
but then just make it
I'm gonna use a different color because you guys are gonna do
Make
it.
it easy.
All right. Here we
You
go.
gotta make it like Western.
Gabe, you try it. You don't have no say in this, Gabe.
No, you gotta make
Let's
it
see.
Double negative came out.
You gotta make it baby.
So write it down, guys, while I'm doing it.
Yeah, impossible.
Oh well.
What's with you keep calling it this?
So write it down.
I don't have enough room.
Then get
Turn the paper over.
It is over. This is on the back side of
Then get another.
Get another piece of paper. You're gonna need paper in this class, just so you know.
put all my paper.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm not done.
Wait, you what?
Oh, I'll just do that. I'll just stop there. I'm
Gabe
gonna stop
has like a
there.
super smart face right there.
Don't say anything, guys. Just do it. Quietly do it. Quietly do it.
Gary, don't say anything, Gabe.
Write down the answer.
Do you have the answer already? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Don't say the answer.
Wait, I need more paper.
Write it down on your piece of paper, and I will come around and just see.
But this is impossible.
Oh, I guess the answer's not on there. I have to figure it out.
Oh,
So,
Gary. So do it. Do it, Gary.
Where's your answer?
Wait, where's the?
All right, let me see what you got.
Oh wait, did I get it right? Is it?
Yes. Let's see yours. Let me see it. I got it right
Wait,
here.
is it negative 65?
Yeah, got it right
We
there.
have 65.
That's how it's like. Right there. Gary, give it. Yes, good job. Excellent.
Weston.
Right.
Weston. Weston.
Yeah, this is close. Oh, you got it. You got it.
Wait, can we just write the answer? Do we have to say how we did it?
Just write it down.
Oh, okay.
See what you got.
62, yeah. I got the answer.
Very close.
Okay.
Almost. Very close.
I know. I know.
got
Why? You missed one thing.
Gary. Gary. Gary.
Is this right?
Not quite.
Negative 60.
No.
No, we know we got the right answer.
I know what I did wrong.
It's Gabe.
Steps.
All right. I think we're done with the lecture, so I'm going to just turn this off. So